Hello everybody, Thomas here, and welcome back to SFF180. It is Monday morning, December the 30th, and, yeah, I guess I was wrong. I thought last week's mailbag, and by the way, if you missed that mailbag because of, Christmas time, boy, you missed one hell of a mailbag. Lots of amazing 2020 stuff in that mailbag, so you're going to want to go watch that if you missed it after this one. But yeah, I thought that was going to be the last mailbag of the year and effectively of the decade, and I guess I was wrong. Customarily, historically, the week of Christmas, I don't really expect to get any packages in the mail because, of course, everybody's off of work at the publishing houses. The publicists have all gone home to be with their families for Christmas week, and so nobody's mailing out books. But I guess these were like the stragglers that sort of, got out in the mail at the tail end of it and sort of came in during the week. So as it happened, last week I got 7 packages. And so, time to slide in one more mailbag for the 20 teens before the decade is through. So we'll get into those in just a second. Only announcement is that I want you guys to remember about Worldcon 2020 and supporting memberships. This will be the last time I remind you of this because you've only got really today and tomorrow. If you want to participate in the Hugos for 2020, then you need to get your supporting memberships to Worldcon 2020 immediately. They cost about $47.50 American dollars to be a supporting member, and that will allow you to participate in the nominations and the voting for the Hugos. Now, if you want to support Worldcon, you can get a supporting membership at any time, of course, between now and the con. But if you're not going to do it for participating in the Hugos, what's the point, right? And you have to do that by the end of the year. So go ahead and get those in. I'll leave the link below. Would love to see about 40, 50, 60 of you do that. That would be amazing for the booktube community to be out there participating in the Hugo voting this year. All right, so other than that, let's go ahead and see what is in this week's stack of books, shall we? And this first one comes in from Random Penguin. And this first one is a YA book called Other Life. It is the final volume in a young adult trilogy called The Last Reality Series, which they have sent me the first 2 books in. Yeah, this one, like I said, this is Other Life, and the first 2 books were Otherworld and Other Earth. The authors are Jason Siegel and Kirsten Miller. And this one they've actually gotten to me pretty late. This one came out on November 12th. All right, well, better late than never. Okay, so Other Life, the final volume in the trilogy that comprises Otherworld and Other Earth, I guess is now available. So if I'm going to read this series, I guess I can binge it now. And next up, we have a little mass market paperback arc from Doll Books. This is Ghost Money. It is the 5th volume in the Eric Carter series written by Stephen Blackmore. Because there are writers out there still keeping those, urban fantasy fires burning. And this is one of them. It says, Stephen Blackmore continues to deliver fans his signature blend of dark magic and gritty reality in Ghost Money. Book 5 in the Eric Carter series, a paranormal noir perfect for fans of Jim Butcher, Warren Ellis, and Chuck Wendig. The series follows necromancer Eric Carter through a world of vengeful gods and goddesses, mysterious murders, and restless ghosts. Okay. And I guess there are some things in here that are going to spoil, again, previous volumes in the series, so I can't get too detailed with the synopsis. But let's see, Publishers Weekly says Blackmore's, I guess they reviewed his 3rd book. It said it's freewheeling and laced with smart alecky banter. So if, smart alecky banter is your thing, here you are. Blackmore keeps the action brisk and the mood light, sprinkling his text with breezy witticisms. Okay, so yeah, that sounds very much like it's going for the Jim Butcher fan base. But Ghost Money comes out April the 28th, the day after my birthday. Okay, then. This is something from William Morrow. It's called Eagle Station by Dale Brown, and this appears to be one of these kinds of mainstreamy techno-thriller kind of things that maybe have a few SF-nal elements in them, but the way it's described is a thrilling geopolitical adventure in which Brad McClanahan and the Space Force must fight to preserve America's freedom from two ruthless enemies attempting to control the Earth, the Moon, and beyond. Oh my. The battle never stops for the newly married Brad McClanahan and Nadia Rozek. The Russians, though badly... well, I guess, yeah, the Russians are back to being the enemies again, aren't they? Yeah, how things don't change. I'd say, okay, though badly defeated by Brad and the Iron Wolf Squadron in their previous bid for world dominance, are not giving up. Well, why would they? And they have a formidable new ally in their quest for control over outer space in China's energetic and ruthless leader, President Li Jun. Well, the Sino-Russian alliance is immediately challenged by a new American plan to mine the moon's helium-3 resources. I'm already not necessarily believing the political landscape of this book, but whatever. Which will allow the U.S. to fully exploit the revolutionary fusion power technology it captured from the Russians aboard there. I'm done. Okay, yeah, if you're interested, this will be out May the 26th from William Morrow. All right, and this is an arc from Daw Books. This is Mike Resnick's The Mistress of Illusions, which comes out on April the 14th. And it's the sequel to The Master of Dreams, which was the first book in the Dreamscape trilogy. Now we have the second book. And I do have that laying around in the other rooms, so might be time to get to these. But let's see. It says it's a must-read for fans of Portal Fantasies by Shauna Maguire, Tad Williams, and Lev Grossman. The Dreamscape trilogy follows Eddie Raven's whimsical adventure through reimagined versions of classic fictional worlds. In The Mistress of Illusions, Eddie runs from the dark forces that chase him while trying to discover if anyone in the realms he travels through can be trusted. Ever since Eddie Raven hooked up with Lisa, strange things keep happening. How strange? Lisa can take on any role at a moment's notice. In an instant, she can become Maid Marian, Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice, or even Doc Holliday's frontier lady, Big Nose Kate. But who is she really? Eddie needs to find out before this series of strange adventures overtakes him. And if Lisa's not enough of a problem, there's also the powerful creature who claims to be the chief demon in hell, who seems convinced that he, Eddie, and Lisa are on the same side. Eddie must discover the truth quickly because the one clear thing is that he's running out of time. Time to do what? I guess I'll find out in the book. All right, then. So The Mistress of Illusions is available April the 14th from Daw Books. And next we're going to move into a couple of Macmillan packages. And we're starting out with the finished copy of Burn the Dark. This is by S.A. Hunt. And it's the first book in the Malus Domestica Horror Action Adventure series. I've already gotten an arc for this, but here's the finished copy. This will be available on, where is it? January the 14th, okay. And, let's see, it is described as Supernatural meets the chilling adventures of Sabrina. S.A. Hunt's Burn the Dark is a kick-ass debut that masterfully conquers urban fantasy horror and the creepy aspects of social media today. Burn the Dark stars Robin, a YouTube celebrity gone viral with her intensely realistic Witch Hunter series. However, even her millions of followers don't know the truth. Her series isn't fiction. Dun dun dun. Robin's viral adventures will continue in I Come With Knives and The Hellion, so make sure to stay tuned. All right, then. So, Burn the Dark by S.A. Hunt. I guess if you want to see what life is really like as a successful YouTuber, here we are, right? On January the 14th from Tor Books. Okay, so this next one is unusual. They've sent me something that is a bit out of my wheelhouse because it's a historical novel. It doesn't appear to have any speculative element in it. But looking over the sell sheet here, it would appear that they have sent me this because maybe I thought so highly of Black Leopard Red Wolf, even though this one is not a fantasy. But the book is called Remembrance. The author is Rita Woods. Comes out on the 21st of January. And it's described as a breakout historical fiction novel. This poignant and powerful book tackles issues of slavery, legacy, the power of womanhood, and the lingering effects of racism over the span of centuries. Perfect for fans of the Underground Railroad and Orphan Train. Oh, okay, it looks like there might be a bit of a fantasy element to this. Here we go. It says, Remembrance. It's a rumor, a whisper passed in the fields and veiled by sheets of laundry. A hidden stop on the Underground Road to Freedom, a safe haven protected by more magic than mere secrecy, if you can make it there. Okay. Rita Woods seamlessly weaves distinct narrative voices from alternating time periods and settings to tell an affecting story of four women in one unforgettable place. All right, I got you now. So, Ohio in the present day, a bedridden elderly woman who is much more than she seems, warns against rising racism as her young nurse Gail grapples with her life, the impending loss of her home, and her strange ability to create heat through her own force of will, as her power grows into something she must harness before it takes control. Haiti, 1791. In a country on the brink of revolution, a slave named Abigail is forced from her children to take her mistress to safety in New Orleans. It's here in this strange new place that Abigail discovers New Orleans has powers of its own. New Orleans, 1857. Following tragedy in the aftermath of the yellow fever, housegirl Margot is sold just before her 18th birthday and her promised freedom. Desperate, she escapes that city of unrest with her younger sister, and the two girls set off after a whisper of the safe haven of remembrance. And then goes on to say it's perfect for fans of Marlon James, Tara Conklin, and Octavia Butler. Okay, I was thinking this sounds starting to sound very Butlerish now. Combining actual historical events with a touch of magical realism, Rita Woods is a true breakout star in the literary world. This novel is not to be missed in 2020 and will give readers much to think about and discuss. It sounds like it could be really, really compelling. It really does. So, Remembrance by Rita Woods, available from Forge on the 21st of January. And this last one comes from Simon & Schuster. And we're wrapping up today with a new book by Kiersten White. This is Chosen. And this is the sequel to Slayer, and this is a YA series that is basically officially sanctioned Buffy fanfic. These are novels that are set in the Buffy universe, as it were. This one comes out January the 7th. It says, Slayers must face the darkness that threatens humanity, but what happens when a Slayer is faced with the darkness inside? The darkness always finds you, and now it's coming for the Slayer. Okay, so Samantha from Thoughts on Tomes didn't really think much of Slayer, and there are other books that Kiersten White that I've been sent that look to be a bit more interesting than this in terms of subject matter. I remember liking Buffy as a TV show quite a bit in the 90s, but I don't know if this necessarily is for me. If it's for you, then great. I'm very happy, and you'll be happy to know that The Chosen, or not The Chosen, just Chosen, no definite articles here, comes out on January the 7th. And there we have it, you guys. The real final mailbag for the 20-teens and for the year. I'm going to say it was kind of a modest one, although there was at least one item in there that looked very, very compelling to me. Remembrance, I thought, looked fascinating. But yeah, overall, maybe a modest haul to wrap up the year with, but, you know, that's okay. If you really want the goods, like the really good 2020 stuff, then check out last week's mailbag in case you missed it. That's where some really solid 2020 stuff is available to see, and it's pretty exciting. So watch that if you missed it. But otherwise, you know the drill. Light up those comments. Let me know which of these looks most interesting and exciting to you, which you would like to see me prioritize for review. Otherwise, if you enjoyed watching, please hit that like button, share the video far and wide with all of your SFF reading friends, and above all, please subscribe. That is how the channel grows. You can support the channel also at my TeePublic store and at my Patreon, where recruits into Wink's Army get little perks like getting to see some of my videos early. I want to thank those awesome people for their additional support. It is greatly appreciated. I want to thank the rest of you for being the very best viewers in all of BookTube. And until I see you next year, have a really awesome, safe, and happy New Year, and happy reading.